Welcome to our series of video in factoring polynomials. The goal of this video, factoring trinomials when the leading coefficient is not 1. The leading coefficient here is 2. And the first step to factor trinomial when the leading coefficient not 1, I have to look to have any common factor here. You have 2, you have 20, you have 48. Means you have two common factors. You have x cubed, x squared, x. X to the power of 1, I take the lowest power. I take x to the power of 1 is a common factor. When you divide 2x cubed divided by 2x, I get x squared. When you divide negative 20x squared divided by 2x, I get negative 10x. Plus 24. I factor this trinomial to two binomials. Because the sign here positive means both sign here must be the same, both positive or both negative. Because the middle term negative means both negative. I have to write here 4 and 6. When you multiply these two binomials, you get this trinomial back, because this is the inner term in negative 4 and the outer term in negative 6. If I combine them, I get 10x. The leading coefficient here is not 1, but the leading coefficient is negative 1. I have to get rid of from the negative 1. To get rid of from the negative 1, I have to take negative 1 as a common factor. X squared. Positive x divided by negative 1, I get negative x. Positive 42 divided by negative 1, I get negative 42. I factor this trinomial to two binomials. Negative 1 under negative 1. Two binomials. X and x. 6 and 7, because the difference between them is 1. 7 minus 6 is 1. Because the sign here is negative, I take the sign for the higher number negative, and this is positive. Because the sign for the last term negative means these two signs must be different. When I multiply them, the inner term I get positive 6, and the outer term negative 7x. When I combine them, I get negative x. The leading coefficient here is negative 10. The first step to find any common factor. First, I have to get off from the negative first. You have 10, 2, and 12. Means I can take two common factors. When I divide negative 10, x squared divided by negative 2, negative divided by negative, I get positive 5, x squared. Negative 2x divided by negative 2, negative by negative, I get positive x. Positive divided by negative, I get negative 6. And the sign in division is the same as multiplication. Okay? The leading coefficient for this new trinomial is 5. When I multiply 5 times negative 6, I get negative 30. I'm looking for the two numbers. When I multiply them, I get 30, and the difference between them is 1. Why I see the difference? Because the sign here is negative. The sign is negative. I'm looking for the difference. Mean 5 and 6. I'm going to look for 5x times 6x, because this is x squared, x squared. Because this is positive, means the sign for the higher one is positive, and this one negative. Because here negative, these two signs must be different. When I combine them, negative 5x plus 6x, I get positive 1x. I'm going to replace the positive 1x here by negative x plus 6x. I continue. -2 under -2. 5x squared. Here -6. I replace the x by 6x and the -5. I group them. -5x and -6. I take -1 common factor. You have 5x squared and positive 6x. I take x a common factor. I take x common factor here. I take -1 common factor here. You have 5x plus 6 a common factor for both terms. When I multiply by x, I get the first term. When I multiply it by -1, I get the second term. And we're done. Please, you can pause and take notes. To factor 3x squared minus 14x minus 5, the leading coefficient here is 3. And there is no common factor. Okay? I mean, I multiply 3 times -5, I get -30. -15, sorry. 3 times -5, I get -15. 15, 1 times 15, and 3 times 5. Because the sign here is negative, I'm looking for the two numbers. The difference between them is 14, which is 1 and 15. And when you multiply 3x squared times -5, I get -15x squared. Means I'm going to choose 1x and 15x. 1x and 15x. Because the middle term -14, I think the higher one is negative, and this is positive. Because positive times negative, I get negative. When I combine them, positive x and the -15, I get -14x. I'm going to replace -14x to x minus 15x. And I keep factoring by grouping. Please pause and you can take notes. I group them. Between 3 and 5, I get 3. Between x squared and x, I get x. 3x common factor times x minus 5. And here, x minus 5. I can write this x minus 5 as 1 times x minus 5. You have x minus 5 here and x minus 5 here. I take x minus 5 as a common factor. When you multiply x minus 5 here times 3x, I get the first term. When you multiply 3x minus plus 1, 3x minus 5 times plus 1, I get the second term. To factor -6x squared plus 20x plus 10, first I have to look for any common factor. I have to get rid of from the negative first. Equal. You have 6, 28, 10, it means 2 common factor. And here 3x squared minus 14x minus 5. Because -2 times -5, I get positive 10. And this looks familiar to me. This is just the number 4 we just done. I mean, this is give me -2. And we write the answer for the one we done, which is the steps we done for number 4. Please both, yes, which is x minus 5 and 3x plus 1. This is number 4. This is number 4, which we done. Please pause and take notes. This is your homework. Please try those in your own. And if you have any questions, please write in the comment below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.